Good happy Tuesday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your morning edition of your morning newscast right here on WRMK News 12. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, tractor trailer carrying peat moss catches fire in Merrimack. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
A tractor-trailer driver is not hurt after this. Take a look. The load of peat moss it was carrying caught fire. It happened tonight on the Everett Turnpike South near exit 12 in Merrimack. Investigators say a brake issue may have started that fire. The driver was able to detach the tractor from the trailer and tried to put out the fire before crews arrived.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester man pleads guilty to live streaming child sex abuse material. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
A Manchester man will be sentenced in February after pleading guilty today in federal court to live streaming child sex abuse material. 48-year-old Chad Lawler is already a registered sex offender. Prosecutors say he created the videos during online video chats with 4 victims. They range in age from 8 to 13 years old. Lawler faces up to 30 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Star-based education opens in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Education program is expanding STEM learning for 5th graders in New Hampshire. Star-based education is a new U.S. Department of Defense program. It offers hands-on learning that most schools don't have. The ribbon-cutting ceremony opened at the new facility in Pembroke. One session of the program will provide STEM-based learning to students over the course of 5 days.
And it's just about hands-on activities, having the kids be able to learn through experimenting and just doing and working together.
40 other states have their own star-based program, and they look to teach younger generations about STEM all across the country.
Okay, there you go on that report. Sounds like a cool thing.
Every presidential campaign has a learning...
Whoops, sorry about that. Presidential candidate Phillips says Democrat established against him. Let's take a listen to that report.
Every presidential campaign has a learning curve. After a late entry into the 2024 race, Dean Phillips is focusing on the positive.
Well, I've learned how extraordinary folks in New Hampshire are, and this amazing tradition, 103 years of vetting people like me, aspirants to the United States presidency.
While the Minnesota congressman challenging President Joe Biden for the Democratic nomination has become a kind of default champion for a first-in-the-nation primary besieged by the DNC, some local Democrats have been less than welcoming. Congresswoman Annie Custer is leading the anti-Phillips charge, criticizing her Capitol Hill colleague and calling him a threat to the entire 2024 Democratic ticket. Phillips is ducking those punches, saying just about everyone else has been friendly.
The only people that haven't, frankly, Rep. Custer and your current mayor of Manchester. I'm just going to call it like I see it. I'm here to be friendly. I'm here to listen and learn. I think whether you're a Democrat or Republican, the problem in America is people are treating each other disrespectfully. I'd like to see a little bit better, but that's why I'm doing this.
In New Hampshire, parties usually attempt to maintain a level playing field for presidential primary candidates, and the state Democratic Party is officially neutral. But with the Democratic establishment getting behind a write-in effort to help President Biden win, and top Democrats like Custer going after Phillips, Neil Levesque at the New Hampshire Institute of Politics says this is an awkward moment.
It's really interesting that there's negative comments about someone who has decided to participate in an election here in New Hampshire. What a terrible thing, right?
Even under a set of circumstances atypical for the primary, Phillips believes he can still break through here with the voters.
You know, the arrows and the punches and the attacks, they're a little painful, but my goodness, nothing compares to the pain that Americans are feeling.
Adam Sexton, WMUR, News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Group of Muslims elected officials in Maine call for ceasefires in Gaza. Let's take a listen to that report from News Center, Maine.
New tonight, a group of Muslim elected officials in Maine are calling on Maine's top lawmakers to support a ceasefire in Gaza. In a statement from those 8 officials, including State Representative Decca Dalek and Portland City Councilor Pius Ali, they say in part, "We believe that a just and lasting peace in the region can only be achieved through a negotiated solution that respects the rights and aspirations of all parties involved. We urge you to end the suffering of the innocent people of Palestine and Israel."
Okay, and there you go on that report. More than $1 million raised for victims in wake of the Lewiston mass shooting. Let's take a listen to that report from WMTW News 8 Maine.
I knew you two would get along. You're both delicious. Look at you. White Claw flavored vodka.
Our Talia Clark is joining us live from Lewiston this evening. And Talia, it sounds like another fundraiser is actually planned for tomorrow, right?
That's right, it is, Terry. And it's almost been 3 weeks since the mass shooting here in Lewiston that killed 18 Mainers at the Shemengi's Bar and Grill and also here at the Just-in-Time Bowling Alley in Lewiston. And as the community heals from this, people want to help. And as you said, there is a fundraiser that is planned in Portland by folks in Maine's lobster industry.
Everybody wants to do something for Lewiston.
Lobstermen like Steve Train are catching and donating fresh Maine lobsters to Portland restaurants, DeMillo's, Jay's Oyster, The Porthole, and Luke's Lobster.
All right here on the waterfront, all agreed to do a special at the same time with the lobsters we're providing them.
On Tuesday, November 14th, if you order a lobster special at one of these restaurants, that money will be donated to the victim families in Lewiston.
We're going to do twin lobsters for the Twin Cities for $30.
We're thinking about a single lobster. We're going to throw in some steamers with it. We're going to sell that for $20.
Over the weekend, a softball tournament fundraiser at Randall Row Ball Fields in Pettingill Park drew in a crowd, including actor and Lewiston native Patrick Dempsey. Organizers are still assessing the donations, but say they raised more than $100,000. Another local fundraiser at the Lewiston store, Rogueware, has raised nearly $200,000 in Lewiston Strong product sales. According to the Maine Community Foundation, more than $1 million has been donated to the Lewiston-Auburn Area Response Fund. That's just counting the large-scale donations that have been made public, that include a $250,000 donation from LL Bean, a $100,000 donation from Bath Iron Works, a $100,000 donation from TD Bank, and a $50,000 donation from Hannaford. Our representative from the Maine Community Foundation tells me that there will likely be a news conference in Lewiston this week to talk about all the money that has been donated and raised for the Lewiston-Auburn Area Response Fund. And it is there where we hope to have a better idea about how much money has been raised in total and how that money will be distributed to the victim families. Reporting live in Lewiston, I'm Talia Clark for Maine's Total Coverage.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Petition to fly Palestinian flag in Massachusetts town raised a heated debate. Let's take a listen to that report from WCVB Boston.
You know, the debate has grown so large the town needed a bigger space to hold tonight's meeting. Even still, things got heated. Chaos and conflict began the debate. Police escorted people out of the town select board meeting at North Andover High School for shouting others down. A large police presence hoping to keep discussion civil.
Unfortunately, that flag stinking. It is my constitutional right to raise this flag.
Hundreds came to voice their thoughts about raising a Palestinian flag on the town common.
To many of us, it represents an attempted genocide of the Jewish people.
If some are saying the Palestinian flag represents hate, then one could say that the Israeli flag represents hate, but no one is saying that.
For the month after the October 7th Hamas terrorist attack on Israel, an Israeli flag flew on the common. An application to raise the Palestinian flag was met by outrage from the local Jewish community.
The Israeli flag was flown as a support for an American ally who experienced massacre. Unlike the Palestinian flag that to many of us represent, again, I'm sorry, Hamas.
But local Palestinians say they feel unseen and misrepresented. The 18-year-old who requested raising the flag, calling for equality and getting it.
If the motion passes,
this is what's fair. This is a representation that we've been waiting for, and it's not a victory just for me, it's a victory for Palestinians. They're the ones I'm doing this for.
Now, ultimately, the town was held to a recent Supreme Court ruling that requires that flag go up regardless of its content. The Palestinian flag will go up for a month starting tomorrow. We're live in North Andover. Sean Chiabat, WCVB News Center 5.
Sean, thank you for that.
One simple but brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds and save thousands of dollars on your heating bill this winter.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Secret Service opens a fire outside home of Biden's granddaughter in Georgetown. Let's take a listen to that report from ABC News.
We have learned a Secret Service agent protecting President Biden's oldest granddaughter opened fire on 3 suspects breaking into a Secret Service vehicle outside Naomi Biden's home. The suspects getting away, and here's our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas now.
Tonight in the nation's capital, a search for suspects after a Secret Service agent protecting the president's eldest granddaughter opened fire. The Secret Service responding to 3 men trying to break into one of their Secret Service vehicles outside of Naomi Biden's home in Georgetown. The thieves got away in a red vehicle. No one apparently injured. The brazen attempt happening against the backdrop of a city seeing a surge in violent crime, like this armed robbery caught on camera less than a month ago. And a spike in car theft, police say, is fueled in part by juveniles.
We have too many young people involved in violent activity in our city.
The mayor focusing on juveniles as car theft is up a stunning 98% in the nation's capital, with 141 juveniles arrested for carjackings, a third of all carjacking arrests. The incident at the home of Naomi Biden, who got married at the White House last year, is another example that in D.C. right now, no one is immune from crime. David, the White House had no comment on this incident, and so far no indication that the would-be thieves knew whose car or home they were targeting. David?
Pierre Thomas tonight. Pierre, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Step.
Okay, and there you go on that report. That does it for this morning edition of the morning newscast right here on WRMK News 12. I'm Riley King. Thank you for watching and have a great morning. Goodbye.